hi guys, welcome back to Spill Theory, the place where we dissect our favorite thriller series line by line. Today we are closing the case file on season 1 of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, breaking down episodes 4, 5, and the absolutely chaotic finale of episode 6. If you thought the first 3 episodes were wild, Pip's investigation takes some dark, incredibly messy turns here, and the differences between Netflix's show and Holly Jackson's original book completely change how the mystery unfolds. We're talking like secret hotel hookups, a devastating cover up involving a hit and run, the tragic loss of a fan favorite character, and a final twist that proves no one in Little Kilton is innocent. So grab your iced coffee and your murder boards because we need to talk about who actually killed Andy Bell. Alright, so episode 4 starts with Pip literally sprinting to her college meeting because she's almost late. To get the school and her mom off her back, she lies and says she's dropping the murder investigation to write about the Gothic novel instead.
What is your chosen EPQ topic?
It's on feminism in the Gothic novel.
Classic misdirection. But cut to the next scene, they're setting up an event in the gymnasium and Pip is completely zoning out. Why? Because she's obsessed with the note she found hidden inside Andy's stuffed bunny. She starts literally scratching at the top of the paper like a scratch off lottery ticket and covers a hotel name. Naturally, she abandons her friends mid sentence. You can hear them in the background like,
Now where's she off to?
girl has zero chill. Her mom immediately catches her in a lie, telling her she is not continuing this case and she isn't going anywhere. Pip basically says, "Watch me," and walks out, leaving her mother absolutely dumbfounded, as I would be as well. Like, what?
To do what?
She's got a school project.
Was that a lie?
Ravi and I have another lead on the case. We're going to look into it.
Sorry, what? You're no longer doing the case.
I'm no longer doing the case for my EPQ, but I'm still doing the case.
Pip drags Ravi to the hotel, and this is where it gets kind of weird. The guy at the front desk says Andy Bell was just there 2 weeks ago. Sir? She's been dead for like 5 years. That's literally impossible.
I don't know if you remember the Andy Bell case. She went missing in April 2019.
Oh, yeah. She was here a couple of weeks ago.
Huh?
Instead of asking follow-up questions, like a normal person, Pip decides to commit another casual felony. She tells Ravi to go pull the fire alarm to evacuate the building so she can sneak upstairs. Ravi executes the plan, but as the guests start heading back inside, he panics and calls her into an open room. Pip snaps a picture of the floor and realizes it has the exact same unique flooring pattern as the half-naked photo of Andy found in Max Hastings' room from another previous episode. Jackpot. But before they can, celebrate, the front desk guy tries to barge in, so they bolt and hit up a diner to catch their breath. At that diner, Pip notices a list of fake names left behind, all straight out of The Great Gatsby.
The names Daisy Buchanan and Jay Gatsby.
Oh, hang on. I actually think I know them.
They're fake names. The Great Gatsby.
When she gets home, she dials a number associated with them. It goes straight to an automated message saying that the line cannot be reached. So what does Pip save the contact as in her phone? Secret older guy, of course, iconic. But the real kicker, she realizes her own stepdad had previously visited that exact same hotel.
Dad?
Then the drama scales up. The cop who saw her running away from Andy's house pulls her aside, throws her in the back of a police car, and drops the classic line of, "Don't worry, you're not in trouble." Sure, Jan. He tells her she has a lot of nerve, that her ways are unconventional, adding that she reminds him of his sister and that his parents are horrible people. He tries to manipulate her into dropping the case, insisting Sal definitely did it. Pip tells him straight up she doesn't believe him. His response,
Of course you don't. I've seen your family.
then this cop, who turns out to be Nat DeSilvia's brother, by the way, shows Pip a video of the police interrogating Sal. In that video, Sal gets incredibly aggressive and straight up attacks the interrogator. Yeah, I think he was guilty too, to be honest. Seeing this completely breaks Pip. She runs to Ravi, reverses her stance, and says she actually thinks that Sal might be guilty.
He lost his temper. He had this energy about him that I haven't seen before.
Ravi's devastated, of course. He tries to convince her otherwise, saying Sal would never do that to Andy, and drops this heavy truth bomb.
So it's all about you. Always been about you and your guilt. You needed Sal to be innocent.
In the novel, the hotel plotline doesn't even exist. Instead, Pip tracks down a secret online forum called Howie's, where local older men hooked up with younger girls. Andy used the alias Chloe on there to buy roofies to sell at calamity parties. The show changed this to a physical hotel to make it more cinematic, but it makes the secret older guy mystery feel a lot more intimate. Pip runs to our friend Kara's house, completely distraught, and stays the night. While Kara is away, Kara's older sister, Naomi, asks how the case is going. Pip admits, not good, I think Sal is guilty. Naomi looks visibly displeased and tells Pip she can use her laptop and that she highly recommends Tango Tits. Yeah, really.
No, Pip can borrow my laptop. The password's Wards Are Us. I highly recommend Tango Tits.
Hey, sounds like a 90s porno.
More like 2019.
But Tango Tits turns out to be a secret social media account covered in party pictures of Max Hastings. Pip spots a photo time stamped around 12:06 a.m. She realizes Sal was the only one taking that photo. That means his official alibi stating he left at 10:30 p.m. was a total lie. He was still at the party after midnight, meaning he couldn't have killed Andy. So Pip crashes the school reunion to confront Naomi, demanding to know why she lied to the cops. Naomi drops a chilling final line.
We had to lie because they found out what we did.
So episode 5 starts with a horrific flashback. Max, Naomi, and another guy are drinking and driving, swerving all over the road, and they hit a pedestrian. They get out, see they severely injured someone, and Max screams.
Get back in the fucking car.
Max calls a mysterious contact, and suddenly the police report vanishes. They think they're safe until months later, right after Andy goes missing. A note is dropped at Max's house, blackmailing them. Lie about Sal's alibi, or we will tell the world you left a man to die.
He went missing just after the police interviewed us about Sal. We got a note delivered to Max's house. It had instructions on it. We had to tell the police that we lied. That Sal had left Max's at 10:30. Delete any photos taken of Sal after that time.
And if you didn't?
They tell the world that we were in a hit and run.
But back in the present, Max walks in on Pip and Naomi confesses. I've told her everything. Max tries to act apologetic to Naomi, but it looks incredibly fake to be real. Pip reveals she has the photo Max forgot to erase, proving Sal's innocence. Max completely snaps, charging at Pip, screaming that this will ruin his and Naomi's lives. Pip promises Kara she will do whatever it takes to protect them from the fallout. Then comes the part that honestly broke all of our hearts. Pip notices her dog, Barney, whining at the window. Then suddenly she gets a text, "Why didn't you listen?" Nice PJs. Absolute chills. Pip goes nuclear and posts a video to social saying she's uploading the ultimate proof of Sal's innocence tomorrow. Ravi sees it, panics, and shows up at her house demanding to be let in. Pip apologizes to Ravi for doubting him and admits that the video is just bait to lure out the killer, since she's already been getting threats anyway. Suddenly, they hear something break and shatter in the kitchen. They creep in, hearts are pounding, only to find out it's just our little brother Josh. False alarm. But the real horror happens at Josh's birthday party. Pip gets a text in the bathroom. You'll regret this. Drop the case if you want to see him again. She calls Ravi, but he's fine. She looks around the party for Josh and can't find him anywhere. She sprints outside, terrified, but Josh is actually perfectly safe standing in front of his birthday cake all along. But someone is missing. Barney! They go searching in the woods, and guys, I'm sorry to say, but Barney didn't make it, and I'm still not over this. Pip's dad mentions that the police will investigate the dog's death, which triggers Pip's detective brain. She remembers an old newspaper clipping about the hit and run, mentioning an unidentified police officer. She tracks down Officer Nosepincher, if you remember, at work, and she says she wants to talk to him. He then whispers, "Let's find somewhere quiet to talk about this."
We should find somewhere quiet to do it.
Great.
Pip accuses him of being the one Max called to cover up the accident, and the one blackmailing them. She threatens to go to his boss, but he stops her with a massive twist. He used to actually sleep with Andy Bell 2 years ago when she was only 15. Max found out, and he's the one that's actually blackmailing him to cover up the hit and run. Ravi tells Pip they need to stop because the case is causing way too much real world loss. Pip completely loses her motivation and doesn't even want to take her exams, though she forces herself to go anyway. On the ride with her friends, her phone rings. It's the secret older guy number. But when she answers, it's Naomi? Pip is basically like, "Whose number is this?" And Naomi replies, "Since Max smashed mine, I had to use some ancient brick from my dad." I'm sorry, but what? What was that?
Max smashed up my phone. I had to borrow some ancient brick off my dad's I found in a drawer.
Oh my god, so you mean that sweet, special, beloved teacher Naomi's dad, Elliot Ward, the exam tutor, it all clicks. That's why he was so desperately pushing her to drop the case. So later, Pip secretly drops a phone in the back seat of Elliot's car before he lets her out. She sneaks into his office while hanging out with Kara at her house and finds a printed document matching the exact font and words of the threat she received. Stop digging, Pippa. She tracks the phone she planted and it leads straight to the ward's old abandoned address on Berners Lane. Pip texts Ravi, "I think Andy is still alive at Berners Lane. Call the police." Ravi replies, "WTF? You're not going there, are you?" Pip ignores him, hugs Kara goodbye, and drives straight into the lion's den. But when she arrives, Elliot comes out acting all nonchalant. Pip tells him she already called the cops because she knows he has Andy Bell inside. Elliot plays the whole gaslight card. "I really think you've let all this get to you, Pip," and confesses everything. He admits that they had a relationship, that Andy tried to blackmail him for £5,000. When he refused, she went crazy. He pushed her, she hit her head, and then when he went to call the police, she just vanished. Suddenly, the pipes in the house start rattling. Elliot instantly panics. "Okay, let's get you home, Pip." Pip shoots up to investigate, ignores his excuses, runs up to that attic that she hears the pipes clanking, and screams, "Andy!" Except it's not Andy. It's a completely random girl. And before Pip can even react, the attic door slams shut, locking her inside with that stranger, and ending episode 5. The finale kicks off in the attic. The locked up girl explains her name is Isla. Elliot found her on the street, mistook her for Andy, and let her stay at his old place. When she tried to thank him the very next day, he snapped and asked,
What if I told you I killed a person?
His name was Sal Singh. He confessed to murdering Sal, and when Isla tried to escape, he locked her up. Luckily, the police stormed the house just in time to rescue them. Pip goes home and starts wiping her chalkboard murder board clean, thinking she officially solved it. Sal is cleared, Elliot is caught. But the fallout is way more brutal than that. Kara is completely icing her out at school because her dad is a serial killing kidnapper, basically. Pip's mom remarks how weird it is that Elliot has the audacity to confess to Sal's murder, but completely denies actually killing Andy Bell. This sends Pip running back to her room to throw the murder board right back up. She sees a social media post showing Kara and Elliot were away at Oxford that exact same day Josh had his birthday party, meaning Elliot couldn't have killed Barney. There is another person involved. Pip visits Elliot in prison to confront him about the whole situation. She tells him he deserves to rot there for murdering Sal, taking advantage of Andy and kidnapping Isla, but demands the truth about Andy. Elliot reveals that Andy needed that £5,000 because she told him she's afraid of what he might do if I don't get it.
She said if she couldn't leave that night, She was scared of what he might do.
Who?
Jason.
Elliot thinks it's her father, Jason Bell. Jason ran that house through pure terror and financial control. Elliot adds that the night that Andy vanished, Jason claimed to be out with friends, but Elliot literally drove past him in a blue van in the woods. He also admits he killed Sal to protect his girls after reading Naomi's diary about the hit and run. Pip asks one final question. What color was the van Jason was driving? Elliot says blue. Pip bolts, calling Robbie to tell him the case is not over yet. Pip sneaks into a creepy junkyard where Jason Bell works, searching for the van. She finds a tarp-covered vehicle, pulls it back, and sure enough, it's the blue van. Suddenly, a figure approaches her, but it's Jesse, the stranger who saved her from getting assaulted at the Calamity Party earlier in the season. Jesse tells her Jason's alibi still checks out because the office security cameras went off that same night, and Jason went to check them out. Pip points out that the police were looking for this van and it was intentionally covered up. Jesse explains that his dad used to work there and they told the police about the van, but the cops kept it off the news because they already blamed Sal. When Pip calls Jason a controlling monster, Jesse drops a massive truth bomb. Jason wasn't trying to control Andy, he was trying to protect Becca Bell. Soon after, we get a horrific flashback to 2019. Becca went to a calamity party, was completely drugged with roofies, and was raped in the woods. Pip puts the pieces together on her chalkboard wall. The initials TT on the note didn't stand for a drug, it standed for Tango Tits, which is Max Hastings' handle. Immediately, Pip straight up rings Max on the phone with a recorder to record their call. Max answers, completely smug, of course.
I guess you're ringing to apologize.
Please, I wanted to punch the screen. Pip tells him he's going down for the hit and run via Naomi's diary and then accuses him of raping Becca. Max actually tries to argue it was consensual because she didn't say no. Because she was literally drugged, paralyzed, and couldn't speak, you absolute piece of garbage, bro. Like, what? So Pip goes straight to Becca's house to comfort her. Becca reveals that Jesse told her what happened to Pip at the party. Becca admits she begged Andy to go to the police about Max assaulting her, but Andy refused because Andy was the one who sold Max the roofies that got Becca assaulted. They got into a violent screaming match. Becca pushed Andy, and Andy smacked her head against the wall, falling to the ground, leaving blood as she falls and vomits. Pip tries to assure Becca that she didn't kill her because Elliot saw Andy alive in the woods after that fight, but Becca drops the ultimate chilling question.
Do you want to see where she is?
Yeah.
And drink up. Let's go.
Becca leads Pip into a dark, abandoned, concrete drainage tunnel, if you will, claiming Andy's body is inside a lower hatch. Pip is already having a hard time getting there. She's sluggish, but the horror kicks in. Becca already drugged Pip's drink. You know, the drink she gave her at her house and told her to drink up before they leave.
And drink up. Let's go.
As Pip starts losing her motor skills and collapsing, Becca looks at her and says,
Thing is, Pip, now I've shown you where she is. Don't I have to put you in there with her too?
Becca is so consumed by her trauma and the belief that the bad guys never pay that she's willing to murder Pip to hide her secret. She tries to shove Pip down the hatch, but Pip uses her last ounce of strength to push Becca back down and run. Pip falls over in the dirt outside a little tunnel area, and Becca starts dragging her back by her legs like a literal horror movie. Right before she can drop her in, Naomi screams her name. Ravi and Naomi come sprinting through the tunnel, having trapped Pip's phone. Becca runs for it, but the police are already waiting outside to arrest her. The episode wraps up with the actual memory Pip has been flashing back to all season. We finally see what Sal and Andy actually talked about that day at school, you know, with the whole memory and flashback ordeal, thinking that Sal hurt Andy that time when really they were just talking. Andy explains her dad took all her savings so they can't leave yet, but they promised to meet at a bus station the very next day. They say they love each other and share a bittersweet kiss. Sal was completely, entirely innocent. In the final scenes, Pip confronts Max Hastings one last time, promising she is going to get justice for every single one of his victims. She reunites with Ravi, they finally get their romantic kiss, and the camera pans out to show the black ribbons tied to the trees in the forest as the season ends. Talk about an absolute emotional roller coaster. The show completely delivered on the dark, twisted family dynamics of the Bells, even if the timeline got a little, condensed compared to the book. What did you guys think of Naomi's dad being the secret older guy? And did Becca's transition into the final villain completely shock you? Let's talk about it in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Spill Theory. Bye bye.